All right, it's Thursday, and I want to make a real quick update on this OG trade. So let's go to the chart of Apple real quick. Our OG trade is on Apple, and I got lucky yesterday when I put that trade on. So I put that trade on here, which was kind of a low in the most recent past, but there's some sort of a like an analyst upgrade or something today that made causes Apple to gap up and move up. And so we saw a lot of ground made on Apple to the upside. So let's take a look at our trade. So this is the OG trade as I have it set up. It's on Apple. And you can see, again, the whole thing with this trade is that it's potentially a risk-free trade. This is a new trade to me, so I haven't ever been all the way through a trade, like through it from beginning to end. But from everything I can tell on the way the risk graph looks, this is a risk-free trade where the blue line is the expiration line, and no matter what happens on this risk graph, you can weigh out. Worst case scenario is that we make $12 the way that this was set up. So part of this experiment is just to kind of continue to watch this thing as we go through. Now, there's a lot of cool things we can do to milk more money out of this trade, and one of them comes up today. So there was a big gap up on Apple today, and you can see currently we're up $51. And again, I mean, this isn't anything to like write home about. $12, $12 worst case scenario, which is still cool. I mean, but it's not a lot of money. And $51 not a big deal. But this is this is like as small as a position I could put on just because I didn't know what I was walking into here. I just wanted to trade with real money to see if I could get filled and how it behaves with real money. So I didn't want to risk a lot of money, and I just put the minimum amount in this test trade, just to see how it works out. So, and on top of that, let's say, so now it's like showing $45 in profit. What's $45 profit? Like, let's figure out the percentage return on that. All you math guys out there, help me out. So if I made $46 on what? What's my risk? My risk is nothing. My risk is 12. I make $12. That's my risk. So I guess we could say on the required margin, maybe. I'm not sure how that works technically. Like, how do we figure out what the percentage return is on something where there's no risk, a trade where there's no risk? So anyway, one of the things I want to do real quick here is, now that we have this opportunity, there's a gap up in Apple, and we're showing some profit here, $55 profit. So one of the cool things we can do at this trade, there's a bunch of different things we could do with adjusting this and tweaking it and whatnot throughout the duration of the trade. But I wanted to do an example. I'm not going to make this trade that I'm about to show you. I'm not going to make this adjustment because I want to see what happens tomorrow, see if we get some more upside. But something that you could do is we could lock in that $52 of profit. You can see there's the $52 of profit right here is on the pink line, which is the zero line. And if we wanted to lock that in, we could do a simple tweak to this trade, which is this. By adding this trade, this is a simple options trade. By adding this, we can lock in $70 of profit. You can see the blue line here. The blue line, and now it was $12 worst case scenario. Now it's $70 worst case scenario. And we still have some upside. We have the potential to make up to 570, and we just lose the unlimited upside potential. But this is a valid adjustment to make. If you thought that there was not going to be a lot to run up, if you thought that this move was going to peter out right here, which it could even, and not continue up, you may want to lock in your gains, and you can keep your downside profit potential up. It raises the entire structure so that now the worst case scenario is that you make $70 instead of $12. And again, the only downside is that you lose that unlimited upside potential that you have now. So, I mean, another thing we could do is just not do that yet. Maybe wait till tomorrow. See if we get some more upside on this move up. Maybe we could come up in here and maybe then apply that adjustment, where you just add that trade to it, you plug that in, and you can create a risk-free trade that has the worst case scenario, you make $70 on it. So this is just kind of the tip of the iceberg with what this kind of a trade can allow us to do. So this is just a real quick note on this trade, just to kind of show you this adjustment, just kind of like give you an idea of what is possible once we reside completely above the zero line and how we can continue to milk. There's a lot of different things we can do, but I'm not going to get into all that right now. The purpose of this test is to just kind of like see in real life how this trade goes from beginning to end, and if this expiration line stays above zero. And so far, It is. So that's it for this one. If you want to follow along with me on this trade, just make sure that you're subscribed to my channel. Just hit that subscribe button below. Also, join me on my website. I'll leave a link to my website in the description below. Just go over to my website, sign up for my free email newsletter. As soon as you do that, you'll get a welcome email from me. Just reply back to that welcome email, and I'll get back in touch with you, and we'll go from there. All right, that's it for this one. See you next time.